They called it the Dark Continent, a place with no history, no civilization, no story of its own. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Before we go deeper into this powerful story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because on Amali Media, we bring you the history they never taught you. Now, let's uncover the truth. For centuries, Africa has often been misrepresented in global history. A 19th-century European explorer once referred to it as the Dark Continent, suggesting a land without history waiting to be discovered and civilized. But history tells a completely different story. Africa was never dark. It was vibrant, advanced, and deeply connected to the world long before colonialism. 1. West Africa, a forgotten global power. Between the 8th and 16th centuries, West Africa was not isolated. It was a global trading powerhouse. Through the vast Trans-Saharan trade routes, West Africa was connected to North Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and even Asia. Caravans crossed the harsh Sahara Desert, carrying gold, salt, ivory, and knowledge. These routes did not just move goods. They moved ideas, culture, religion, and education. And at the heart of this intellectual exchange stood one city: Timbuktu. By the 14th century, Timbuktu had become one of the most important centers of learning in the world, home to the famous Sankore University, attracting scholars from across continents. 2. The gold that shaped the world: Mansa Musa. West Africa's wealth was legendary. According to medieval records, the region controlled some of the richest gold reserves in the world. And no figure represents this wealth more than Mansa Musa, emperor of the Mali Empire in the 14th century. Historians widely regard him as the richest person in human history, with modern estimates placing his wealth at around $400 billion. But his fame came not just from wealth, but from what he did with it. In 1324, during his pilgrimage to Mecca, Mansa Musa traveled with a massive caravan of soldiers, servants, and hundreds of camels loaded with gold. Along the journey through Cairo, he distributed so much gold that it caused economic disruption, devaluing currency and triggering inflation that lasted for years. One man's wealth had reshaped an entire economy. 3. Africa's independent iron revolution. While much of the world followed a gradual progression from stone to bronze to iron, sub-Saharan Africa took a different path. Archaeological evidence shows that iron technology developed independently in West Africa without first passing through a Bronze Age. This breakthrough likely came from the region's strong traditions in pottery and high-temperature kiln technology, which made iron smelting possible. This challenges long-held assumptions that technological progress always followed a single global pattern. West Africa was innovating on its own terms. 4. The Yoruba civilization and cultural influence. Among the most influential groups in West Africa were the Yoruba people, spread across modern-day Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. Ironworking was not just technology, it was spiritual. Blacksmiths were highly respected and believed to possess sacred power due to their ability to transform raw iron into tools, weapons, and art. The Yoruba also shaped governance, religion, and culture across the region. Their influence spread far beyond Africa, especially through the transatlantic slave trade, carrying their beliefs into the Americas. 5. Ifa tradition, history misunderstood as myth. The Yoruba spiritual system known as Ifa is often labeled as mythology, but many of its central figures were not fictional. They were historical leaders who were later deified. Figures such as Sango, once a ruler of the Oyo Empire, became associated with thunder and lightning after his death. Similarly, Oduduwa, a legendary founder of Yoruba civilization, is remembered both as a military leader and a divine ancestor. This process of deification preserved historical memory through spiritual tradition. To dismiss these accounts as myth alone is to misunderstand how history was recorded outside of Western written systems. West Africa's history is not one of silence or emptiness. It is a story of trade, knowledge, innovation, power, and civilization. From the gold-rich empire of Mali to the intellectual brilliance of Timbuktu, from iron innovation to Yoruba cultural influence, this is a history the world must remember, because Africa was never waiting to be discovered. It was already shaping the world.